Let us pray. Almighty God, we bow down before Thee in humble obedience and dependence. We pray Thee, grant us the grace to respect each other this day in all our consultations, that our deliberations today shall take place in the spirit of mutual trust, so that we as leaders shall lead our country on the path of peace and shall find solutions for issues and problems facing us. Grant us the mercy, O Lord, that we shall today also honor Thy name in all we think, do, and say. Almighty God, we pray Thee, bless our land and all its people. This all we pray in the name of Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. Affirmation. I solemnly affirm that I will be faithful to the Republic of Namibia and its people, and I solemnly promise to uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of the Republic of Namibia to the best of my ability. Yes, announcements. Honorable members, the presiding officer has considered the question regarding the documents that may be made available to members in respect of the President's nomination under the Electoral Act by the National Assembly, that is the availing of those documents. The Electoral Act establishes a consecutive appointment process. In terms of Section 6, the Selection Committee is entrusted with receiving applications, interviewing candidates, and recommending suitable candidates to the President. Upon submitting those recommendations, as contemplated in Section 6, Sub 16, the Selection Committee has discharged and completed its statutory mandate. The process then moves to the next statutory stage. In terms of Section 6, Sub 17 of the Electoral Act, the President submits the nominations to the National Assembly for its consideration and approval. At that stage, the mandate of this House is confined to determining whether to approve or reject the President's nominations. It is not the function of the National Assembly to scrutinize, review, or revisit the internal processes, deliberations, or evaluation records of the Selection Committee. Accordingly, the documents properly before the House and which may be made available to honorable members are the President's nominations submitted to the National Assembly in terms of Section 6, Sub 17 of the Electoral Act, together with any other documents that lawfully form part of the proceedings before the House. The Selection Committee's internal records, including scoring sheets, interview assessments, evaluation records, reports, and deliberative documents, remain records of the Selection Committee and not that of the Speaker or the Secretary of the National Assembly. Furthermore, the Secretary to the National Assembly, when acting in the capacity of Secretary to the Selection Committee, performs administrative functions on behalf of that committee and may act only on the instructions or authority of the Selection Committee in relation to its records. The Secretary is not authorized to disclose or distribute the Selection Committee's internal records on the instructions of the Speaker or on his or her own accord. The House will therefore proceed to determine the matter on the basis of the President's nominations, the provisions of the Electoral Act, and the documents lawfully before the Assembly. I so rule. The Secretariat shall distribute the letter that was received by the Speaker from Her Excellency nominating the chairperson and the members of the Commission. Secretariat, please make available. Yes, Honorable Ampanda.
Yeah, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I must really congratulate you on the ruling. I must also just confirm that we have received letters from government attorney that seems to confirm what you are saying, that because we're supposed to have been in court at 2. So at least we now know that with regards to our request, that the President's recommendation is a matter that has been ticked off. But we just received this letter now. When we're going to court, we remove the application from the roll but we are still studying the content of the letter. But I just want to thank you, Speaker, because what we have received in part speaks to what you had also just indicated in your ruling, but we are still studying this. But we do welcome the provision of the document.
Any messages from the head of state? Any petitions? Yes, Honorable Ehu. Petitions, yeah. Please go ahead. Yeah? Is it a petition, eh?
Yes.
Okay.
Just seeking clarity.
Huh?
Thank you, Speaker. We've received the document. But however, I see there are no CVs attached to this document. How?
Yeah.
No CVs.
Yes. Honorable members, yeah. Very
Just
good.
seeking clarity as to whether we also received the CVs and when will that be?
Yes, thank you. Yes, I sought legal opinion because this is a legal issue. I'll go to the paragraph that I think talks to what you are saying, that I have read. It says, the mandate of this House, which is the Assembly, is confined to determining whether to approve or reject the President's nominations. It is not the function of the National Assembly to scrutinize, review, or revisit the internal processes, deliberations, or evaluation records of the selection committee. Can the honorable members just hear me out? Accordingly, the documents properly before the House and which may be made available to honorable members are the President's nominations submitted to the National Assembly in terms of Section 6, Sub 17 of the Electoral Act, together with any other documents that lawfully form part of the proceedings before the House. Yeah, okay, but that one now, I'm only going to confine myself within this, but what the Secretariat is telling me is that they have posted. My advice from my lawyers is that I avail to you what was made available to me. Ne? So I can't, and that is what is available, but the Secretary is saying they have posted what was in her custody. And I have explained in this ruling that in as far as it relates to the process that unfolded in the Selection Commission, I have no role there, and I have no accountability with regards to what happens there. So she has released what apparently the CVs of all candidates. They are posted on the Telegram. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, Honorable Member. Yes, Honorable Nashinga.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I think for us to progress very well, let us not bring any documentation related to this matter piece by piece. Can't we just get the entire bunch, CVs and everything else, and deal with that so that we can just move forward smoothly?
You are seeing it for the first time.
Honorable members, yes.
Whether now, because right now it shouldn't be Speaker, the Secretary.
Yeah.
We are a collective.
Okay, let me
From the
respond
side
to that
of the
one.
institution, I think that is
Yes.
how we must address
Yes.
it. Because, for example, Telegram, personally, I've been asking since last year to be added to that whatever thing. Up to now, I'm not added.
Yes, Honorable Member, can I respond? I heard you. Yes, I have already said to you, I would release the documents that are under my custody. They would be posted to the Telegram. I have been advised by the Secretary that the documents that were in her custody have also been posted to the Telegram. I cannot distribute what I don't have possession of. But to address your concern, the document, according to the Secretariat, have been posted to the Telegram. Yeah. Thank you. Petitions, I see the names. Is it on this issue, Honorable Mvula? Oh, okay, very good. Yes. Okay, any petitions? Oh, you are, yes, please. Okay, you have the floor.
Okay. Speaker, the last time, as I remember, and I need your advice on this one. As I remember, the Speaker has advised members to table concerns or grievances or make submission to the relevant committees. right? If an issue cannot be resolved here, but it's a substantive issue. So now, if we look at the committees under its rules and orders, Rule 29, and it's still within the context of this issue.
Standing rules or committee rules?
Yes, the
Standing
committee
rules?
Rule 29.
Committee rules, ne? Can I have it?
Yes, rules of, standing rules of committees.
Okay.
Yeah, Rule 29.
Yeah.
Sub-Rule 1 says, in accordance with Article 59(3) of the Constitution, for the purposes of exercising its powers and performing its functions, any committee has the power to subpoena persons to appear before it, to give evidence on oath, and to produce any documents required by it. Unquote. So now, on the issue of making records available of what the selection committee had been or what has been in the possession and remains in the possession of the selection committee. Is it yesterday with my contribution, I requested that the committee activates or actualizes that particular rule in order then for us to be procedurally correct and obtain the necessary records. Now the advice that I seek from thee is whether that is actually a route to go, or that this house should go according to advice, or this particular rule is irrelevant in this context.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. I hope that I understood the question. But according to what I understood from you and what I said earlier in the ruling that I read, what is made available to the Speaker as a presiding officer of the Assembly is what the Speaker has made available to the House. And what was made available to me was only a letter by the President making those nominations and nothing more. Now, the rule that you referred to is actually supporting the point that I made earlier, the Rule 29, and it was also made by Honorable Nekundi, I believe, in this House, where Honorable Nekundi says, if the Assembly or members of the Assembly or a committee of Parliament wishes to get documents that are in the custody of a public body or any body they are empowered to get documents from, they can subpoena that body in terms of this rule, so that that body, which has ownership and custodianship of that information, can submit that information to a parliamentary committee. Now, what is different with what has happened here is that a request was directed to the Speaker. Now, in this ruling, I read that I cannot avail that which is not in my custody. Yeah? Even if I was to come across it, I cannot come and distribute it here because it's not my record. I'm not empowered to distribute it. So, but if the members would want to have a committee to subpoena the selection committee, because you have reason to believe they have answers to provide, then you are within your right to do that. Yes, Honorable Nashingi.
A point of procedure and perhaps clarity. We have now entered a new chapter as far as the Dr. Sindano and the other two commissioners are concerned. Does this mean we are going to park it until we are satisfied to continue with what we are supposed to be doing here? Because there are now outstanding issues, documents cannot come because they are not your babies, they are babies of the Secretariat. And then also, I'm now seeing that there are two letters here. The two commissioners, the letter came on the 8th, was written on the 8th, and then the one of Dr. Sindano was on the 10th. So meaning, these people were nominated separately as separate entities. And then here, the motion is one. Perhaps we should have then space to breathe so that we can understand really what is the best way.
Yes.
I think maybe you could just, because I don't think it will be prudent for us to continue with this item on the order paper with all this
Okay,
grey-yellow
thank you.
cloud hanging.
Thank you,
above its
Honourable
head.
Member.
Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Member. Honourable Members, the item is on the order paper. Right now, I was only sharing information that the information that was requested from me has been shared with the members. Yeah, so now, if there are points to be raised in regard to that issue, those points should be raised when we reach that item on the order paper. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, any petitions? Okay, Honorable Shitana? Yes. Is it a petition? Or I should go ahead? Okay. Reports of standing or select committees? Other reports and papers? Notices of questions? Honorable Lucato?
My relative sister, Honorable Speaker, leaders of various political parties, members of parliament, good day and thank you for the platform. Today, Wednesday, 8 July 2026, I hereby give notice that on Thursday, 3 September 2026, I shall ask the Minister of Agriculture, Fishery, Water and Land Reform, my relative sister, Honorable Inge Zaman, the following questions. This is on the concern of regarding the utilization of working tractors. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Minister, why have these working tractors remained unused for such a long period? Number two, that the ministry intended to authorize these working tractors to be loaned to farmers so that they can be put to their intended use. Allowing farmers to access the tractors would improve agricultural production, support food security, and prevent valuable government equipment from going to waste. The last question, Honorable Minister, if so, when should the farmers expect to receive the authorization? I so submit, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, table the questions, Honorable Member. Honorable Klute. Set the clock, please. Set it, okay.
Honourable Speaker, I hereby give notice that on the 3rd of September 2026, I shall ask the Honourable Minister of Works and Transport. In 2022, the then Ministry of Public Enterprises commissioned an independent investigation by Ernst & Young into Transnamib Holdings Limited, focused in part on its rail transport agreements with Tradeport Namibia. The report dated 1st of March 22 reached a finding that the evidence over the period examined appears to constitute prima facie evidence of potential fraud and theft in the revenue due to Transnamib, and it recommended that the matter be reported to the Namibian Police and the Namibia Revenue Agency. By letter dated 29 March 2022, the then Minister of Public Enterprises transmitted the report to the Minister of Finance and to the Anti-Corruption Commission. More than 4 years have now passed, no prosecution, no recovery, and no public account of any action on this referral has come before this House or before the Namibian people. Will the Honourable Minister inform this August House whether the Ministry confirms that the Ernst & Young report on Transnamib was referred to the Anti-Corruption Commission on 29 March 2022 and confirms that the report's finding of what it termed prima facie evidence of potential fraud and theft in the Transnamib Tradeport arrangement? What action the Anti-Corruption Commission, the Namibian Police and the Namibia Revenue Agency have each taken on that referral in the 4 years since it was made? And if no action has been taken, why not? Whether the full extent of Transnamib's losses under the trade port agreements has been qualified, whether any amount has been recovered from trade port, and whether Transnamib's employees whose pension, medical and social security contributions the report records as having gone unpaid during the same period have since been made whole. Which official or officials were responsible for acting on the referral over the past 4 years, and on whose authority a documented finding of potential fraud and theft in a state-owned enterprise was permitted to lie without visible action? Lastly, given that the office of the Director General of the Anti-Corruption Commission is soon to be filled, whether the Minister will confirm that this referral will be placed before the incoming Director General as named priority matter to be acted upon and not left to inherit the inaction of the past 4 years, and by what date the Minister will report the status of this matter to this House. I so submit.
Yes, Honorable Hishono.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Prime Minister, good afternoon. The Kariangile Combined School in Sibinda constituency, Sibinda Circuit, has been without a principal and the head of department for the past 2 years. This situation arose after the former principal was transferred and the head of department was promoted to principal at another school. The prolonged absence of the permanent leadership has raised serious questions and concerns among parents, teachers, learners, and the wider community about the school's management and the quality of education that is coming out from them. In this light, I would like to ask the following questions. Why has Kaliangile Combined School remained without a substantial principal and the head of department for the past 2 years? And what factors have contributed to the delay in filling these critical leadership positions? Number 2, has the Prime Minister assessed the impact of these prolonged vacancies on teaching, learning, staff morale, and learner performance? If so, what were the findings? What immediate steps are in place to fill vacant principal and head of department positions at the Kariangile Combined School? What is the timeline for these appointments? And what assurance can the Minister, the Prime Minister, give to the community that the vacancies will be filled without any further delay? I so ask.
Yes, thank you, Honorable Hishono. Well, Honorable Hishono, that question is about a school, and in terms of the rules, it's supposed to be directed to the line minister. And please redirect your question to the minister. No, not like that. You must write. It must write. You must write it. Then why were you saying Prime Minister? Okay, table.
It's my relative brother. I was waiting for him.
Honorable Nashinge.
Yes, what? Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Good afternoon once more. Honorable Speaker, I give notice that on the 11th of September this year, I shall move questions to the Minister of Home Affairs, Immigration, Safety and Security as a deputy or as a shadow minister for that ministry. Honorable Minister, forensic post-mortems in Commerce, Oshana and Oshikoto continue to be conducted by medical officers seconded from the Ministry of Health and Social Services, despite the formalization of NAMPO's Forensic Pathology Division under a Deputy Commissioner. This arrangement has implications for case turnaround times, docket backlogs, and disparities in welfare and compensation between NAMPOL members and seconded medical personnel. I therefore ask the following. What are the plans to create permanent forensically trained medical officers post within NAMPOL's establishment to serve the mortuaries in Windhoek, Oshakati, and Omuthia? What interministerial frameworks exist between your ministry and the Ministry of Health and Social Services to coordinate the allocation of forensic pathology personnel? 3, what are the current average turnaround times for forensic autopsies, toxicology, and laboratory results in Comas, Oshana, and Oshikoto, and what impact do these have on the finalization of related dockets? 4, what psychosocial support and occupational health interventions are currently provided to members assigned to mortuary duties? The final one, Honorable Minister, medical officers conducting autopsies receive an allowance of over 5,000 Namibian dollars per month, while our NAMPOL members handling and dissecting bodies receive a mere 669 Namibian dollars per month. What is the basis for this difference in allowance? I so submit.
Yes, please table the questions. Yes, Honorable Brinkman.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I hereby give notice that on Thursday, the 9th of July 2026, I shall ask the Honorable Minister of Health and Social Services, Honorable Luwindao, the following. The Ministry of Health and Social Services recently conducted a nationwide polio vaccination campaign. While protecting children against vaccine-preventable disease is a shared national priority, concerns have been raised regarding the campaign's implementation, public communication, expenditure, reporting of vaccination data, and the need to strengthen public health interventions. In keeping with Parliament's oversight functions, I therefore ask the Honourable Minister the following. What is the total amount spent on the recent national polio vaccination campaign, and how much was funded by the government versus development partners? What public awareness and communication strategy did the ministry implement before and during the campaign? And how does the ministry account for widespread reports that many communities received little information about the campaign, resulting in uncertainty and vaccine hesitancy among parents? Number 3, the ministry reported that approximately 98% of the target population was vaccinated. What methodology and verification process were used to determine this coverage, and how was the vaccination data recorded, validated, and reported? Number 4, what measures will the ministry implement to strengthen public confidence, improve transparency, and enhance community engagement in future national vaccination campaigns? And lastly, in light of the substantial resources mobilized for this campaign, what measures is the ministry taking to ensure the same urgency and financial commitments are applied to addressing the persistent shortages of essential medicines in public health facilities? I so submit.
Yes, please table the questions. Honorable Lutuhezi.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I hereby give notice that on Thursday, the 10th of September 2026, I shall ask the Honorable Minister of Justice and Labour Relations, Honorable Wise Emmanuel, the following questions. Honorable Speaker, there are persistent delays in the payments of child maintenance through magistrate courts. Child maintenance is intended to meet the immediate needs of children, and delays in the release of these funds are unacceptable. There are instances where beneficiaries wait 2 to 3 weeks, and sometimes even longer, to receive maintenance payments that have already been paid into court accounts. Such delays have a direct impact on the children, as essential needs such as food, school supplies, transport, and other basic necessities cannot be put on hold while children wait for funds that are rightfully due to them. I therefore ask the following. What is causing the delays in processing child maintenance payments paid into magistrate court accounts across the country? What immediate measures is the ministry taking to ensure that child maintenance payments are released within 2 to 5 working days after the funds are received by the courts? And lastly, what measures will the ministry put in place to improve staffing levels, system efficiency, and payment processes to eliminate these delays and ensure that children who depend on these payments receive the support they need without unnecessary delays? I so submit.
Yes, please table the questions. Yes, the last one is Honorable Somaeb. Oh, it's oral. Okay. Honorable Hifikwa. Okay. Honorable Ehub. Honorable Amtenya. Honorable, no, Honorable Brinkman, you already asked the question. No, Honorable Member. You already asked one. Honorable Venani. Okay. Honorable Ampanda.
Oral.
Oh, yeah, okay. So now the list has disappeared. Can Secretariat bring back the list? So it's Honorable Somaeb.
Thank you, Speaker.
Yes, now here I only have Honorable Ampanda, Honorable Karonda, Honorable Hifikwa, Honorable Ehub, Honorable Amtenya, Honorable Yeah, I think the challenge is because we are not consistent. I want to appeal, honorable members, if your question is oral, you put down and you put again. Now the first will be at the end because the list is mixed up. But the Honorable Somaeb, you have the floor.
Thank you, Speaker. My oral question goes to the Minister of Health. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, honorable Minister, last week, unfortunately, we lost a mother from Kamiak district while she was giving birth. She was actually transferred from Kamiak to Otjiwarongo, and while the able staff members of Ministry of Health was preparing her to transfer her to ICU unit in Windhoek, she did not make it. And even yesterday, the same incident happened with a 6-year-old boy who was admitted in Otjiwarongo Hospital almost for 2 days. And while the able nurse was trying to save his life and transfer him to Windhoek, he could not even make it. So my question is about, we have realized that the center of our country, which is Otjiwarongo, do not have ICU center, intensive unit at the state. And whenever a patient is transferred to Otjiwarongo, then this person must be referred again to Windhoek. So I want to know, is there a plan in your ministry for us at least to have an ICU, fully functional ICU center in the center of the region? Because we are having new ambulances, but the life of our patients are at stake. Because every now and then we have to transfer the patients to Windhoek. And in this process, we are losing the life of our people. So I submit.
Thank you. Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Member, thank you for the question. So it is a pertinent one. Particularly when you speak about intensive care units, they should not only be centrally located or in particular regions. So I definitely agree with you on that. We have made an assessment of Otjiwarongo Hospital, so it goes beyond just the ICU. So we've done a full-on assessment, because one might look at it from an ICU perspective, but when we look at it holistically, there are other elements also that need to be addressed. we have also spoken about the fact that because of its positioning, having a trauma center or a referral hospital that acts as a trauma center in that region would be ideal. So we've now taken all of those assessments together. The ministry is currently in the process, the executive director as well as the directorate responsible for infrastructure and technology development. They have gone to an advanced stage in terms of feasibility studies, which have been completed. We're now at a place where they're finalizing designs for that particular facility, and yes, it does include ICU. So yes, we do have the plans. Thank you.
Very good. Honorable Ampanda.
Yeah, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I have an urgent oral question to the Prime Minister, really on a sad note. Low-key from the beginning, I've been sympathetic to the 8th administration, thinking that we might be able to get somewhere. But there is really something that concerns me. I realize that in the interest of the country, we even at one point have to forget about good people that are in government, because the house can also burn with good people. Now, Prime Minister, I'm really worried, and I want to see your reaction for this continued trend. One, you now have a situation where we want to govern outside the rule of law. When we come here, the Speaker told us that, ask us to do an affirmation, who protect and defend the Constitution. Governors are now in charge of capital projects, stadium, build it for good intentions. That's one. Number two, scientific findings by the Competition Commission on Horongo. So now, lawyers, economists, and everybody makes a determination.
Honorable Member, oral question has to be brief and to the point.
Yes.
Yeah, now you are citing a number of different issues. It is not clear. Just go to your question.
Yes, so because Speaker, I'm saying a trend. I'll finish in 30 seconds.
Please don't give the trend.
Yes.
Just, yeah.
So because the trend, the Prime Minister must be, okay, fine. You now have, the law say procurement is this, the ministries are responsible for this. Governors implement it outside the law. You now have Competition Commission says, Horongo and Cheetah cannot come together, all those things. Now, the minister decided, cancel it, Chinese can control all our cement. We expect the cement prices to go up. You now have the same thing with Nasan. You now have I'm actually getting worried. Are we moving away from the rule of law, Prime Minister? And you can blame us to say the law has been delayed, but I'm really worried. Good people, good brains, sometimes even revolutionaries, must be warned that they seem to be deviating from the norm. If there's a problem, let us know so that we can work together. But are we supposed to sit here and just allow a lawlessness, a situation that is just happening? How do we then support a progressive government?
Okay, Honorable Member, the question is not supposed to make all those difficult words in that role. But Prime Minister, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Comrade Speaker. Our priorities are agriculture, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Member. Our priorities of the NDP 6 are agriculture, sports, youth empowerment, creative industry, quality education and training, quality health and social welfare, land, housing and sanitation, and with addendums of enablers, including, of course, water. Now we come to the question of the Honorable Member as it relates to governing outside the law. That is the crux of the matter of the Honorable Member. Very passionate about it, but the question is, what is outside the law? The Procurement Act has not been amended. If and when it is delegated in a certain context, it is the same law that must be applied. However, if Honorable Member is aware of any incident where governors are operating outside that norm, certainly, then we must have that conversation. I think for the interest of the nation out there, And I think it's good that you ask this issue of the governor so that perhaps we can put a proper context to it. The idea is that because sport is our priority above priorities, we should go beyond talking and make sure that we implement what we have said. And there has been a process of delay in executing. And therefore the decision is, how do we scale up implementation? And you will be aware that a specific amount was indicated per stadium or sport facility. And then suddenly it became a certain amount, then a certain amount, which definitely is not correct. And I think you would agree with us, it will be then, I think, irresponsible of us to blindly then go and say, whatever amount so given, we must go with it. So that is within the confine of the law to make sure that we control temptations of wanting to go beyond the norms. So that you can be rest assured, that is what the president wants to see. That is what this 8th administration wants to see. The good people in this administration want to see. The good people, I think, that side also want to see, because the honorable minister here is our bank, all of us. So what she wants to see is that we are accountable in terms of every activity that we are doing. Honorable Speaker, that's one. Two, I think it is also important for us to understand one or two things. And I want to equally say it to my brothers and sisters that side. The presence of any differences of whatever sort does not imply that we are enemies, and should not imply that we cannot listen. This continues to be a listening government. If yesterday we were listening and today suddenly we cannot listen, then we are not njikiti on those principles. So therefore, whether it is Kaliangile or any other place, this continues to be a government that must continue to implement our 7 priority areas and our 7 enablers. And that is the mandate we have within the confines of 5 years. And implement them we shall. So that trend, if you see it differently, under different magnifying glass, but the real view mirror that we see from our side is a team that is determined to make sure that we implement precisely to the expectation and commensurate with the aspirations and dreams of the voters that have given us this mandate. Betraying them, we cannot. They are our political oxygen. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I have 6 people on the list. More than half the time for urgent oral question is gone. Now I give a minute to each member to pose a question and 2 minutes to the minister to respond. Honorable Karonda.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. My question goes to the Minister of Health, and it pertains to the investigations that she said were conducted into the death of Elia Lorenzo Aresep Chivarongo on the 5th of February 2025. What is the status of that, Honorable Minister? Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Honorable Minister.
The investigation has concluded. The report was actually finalized. I was supposed to do a ministerial statement on Tuesday already, which was yesterday. But yes, the report is ready and we are ready to provide the report. So it will come to Parliament, but the report is done. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Honorable Ifikwa.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Mine is an oral concern, and I seek your indulgence, Speaker, to put something on record. Okay. In the absence of my minister.
Oh, okay. You put it in writing. Okay. Very good.
No. On record.
Okay. Oh, to put it on record?
Yes.
We don't have that under the rules. So I will encourage you to see if the minister, you can contact the minister, or refer it to the Prime Minister. Otherwise, it won't serve any purpose.
Okay, can I refer to the Minister?
Prime Minister.
To the Prime Minister.
Yeah, now the rule that we have is, otherwise I'll be inconsistent. I said we shouldn't make it either or. I know you want to be helpful, but you can write even a SMS. It's true. Honorable Venani used to send me queries. Queries on office work. Honorable members, it doesn't really help now. The rules, unfortunately, are saying the members would pose questions to the ministers in regard to the duties of those ministries. If I allow you to put it to the Prime Minister today, I must allow everyone to put the questions to the Prime Minister when the Minister is not there. That's the challenge that I have.
Madam Speaker, it's not a question. It's a public request that I was requested to do, that was done publicly. It's just to put on record. In her absence, because I thought she would be here, so that I can do that.
Yes.
1 minute.
Yeah. Yes, I hear
Prime
you,
Minister.
but now I don't know under which rule to cite it. Because we only have questions, motions, a point of order, point of procedures. Point of privilege is about procedures, to raise an issue of procedure. But if I just get up to express a concern about something, it becomes a challenge. You know, unless it's urgent motion, which does not give a notice, but then it must meet those requirements. But we can consult a tea so that we can see how we can guide you. Tea break, so that we can guide you. Maybe tomorrow you will be able to do something, if it can be fit under something.
Okay, but I just wanted to say I gather the evidence that was requested from me. Thank you.
Yes, but let's consult. Let's consult during the break.
It's on record already. Thank you.
No, I didn't hear that one. The Secretariat can't put it on record because Honorable Ehub, now we have 4 minutes, so it means we only have 2 people.
I'll be very brief. Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. I'd like to ask a question to the Minister of Health. Honorable Minister, we've received concerns that there are suppliers that have not been paid. They've procured crucial dialysis equipment. They have completed and performed their services as required in 2024, and payment apparently is still outstanding since 2024. This is for Keetmanshoop, Katima Molilo, as well as for Balfour's Bay. And then secondly, I'd just like to add to that, just Honourable Minister, if you can give us an indication as to the shortage of medications, whether there's still medications that need to be supplied, and what medications are still in shortage, because we have received complaints from the public out there that there are still shortages. If the Minister can please expand on these 2 items. Thank you so much.
Yes, honorable members, they are important issues, but we wouldn't really want to ask questions that require ministers to reference. Otherwise, we'll get incomplete answers. And but I will leave it to the minister to indicate.
At once. I'll answer them both. I'll start with the last one. So the ministry puts out updates every 2 weeks, which would provide an answer to the question to say, these are the medicines that have been received, and then that would obviously assist us in being able to then tell what has not yet been received. And we have been doing so very committedly for the past 2 weeks. The last one was posted last week. I believe it is on the 2nd of July, and the next one is then 2 weeks from that. And we have been diligently doing so to avoid keeping the public sort of in the dark, where they don't understand what is happening, what has been received, or what they can perhaps expect. On the first question regarding dialysis equipment, this was brought to my attention last year. The particular company that the honourable member refers to and I as well as my executive director and my technical officials have had multiple meetings. During those meetings, it did, however, come to light that in some cases, invoices were either not submitted, submitted late, or there was no reconciliation that took place. The honourable member would note that before payment can be made by the Ministry of Health and Social Services for any service that has been delivered, ministry officials must go to particular sites to confirm that indeed the particular either products or services have been delivered and that they are functioning appropriately. There's then been a misalignment in terms of what has been delivered versus what was requested in some instances. So to answer your question, Honourable Member, I am aware of the situation. Some of the items have been reconciled, some payments have been made. Yes, there are still some outstanding payments. The team did do a field visit to go back to reconcile at those particular locations where items were found to have met what was agreed on, payments have been made, and where not, that reconciliation is taking place. I'm due to have a follow-up meeting again end of this month. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Kenya. The last one, because time is up.
I have an urgent oral question to Honorable Minister of Finance. Honorable Minister, my comrade, despite the government's continued commitment to digital transformation of public service, civil servants, including myself and ourselves here, are required to obtain the printed civil servants plus some of us in this house, yes, are required to print or to obtain printed Pay 5 certificates, which are printed in this costly colored paper for the sole purpose of submitting annual returns or tax returns and subsequently uploading them on the NAMRA IT system. So my question, Honorable Minister, is, has the ministry conducted a cost-benefit assessment of maintaining this paper-based process, particularly at the time when our government faces significant fiscal constraints? And the last question is, by when does the ministry intend to fully digitalize the issuance and submission of Pay 5 certificates so that it allows taxpayers to access and submit these documents electronically without the need of them being printed? Thank you. Honorable Speaker.
Now the time up. Minister is given 1 minute to answer. It's a short question.
No, thank you. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Thank you so much, Honorable Ita. I had thought that we're going to start by saying, why do we still have that big green document that we normally print here for all those questions? But anyway, I packed that one. And now I come to your question to say that, no, thank you very much. Indeed, we all ascribe to transformation, digital transformation being one of them. And that is really what we are all looking up to. Yes, in terms of the Income Tax Act, taxpayers are required to file their income tax returns on an annual basis by end of June. Normally, we should be doing that. And pay-as-you-earn certificate, number 5, is a critical one because it provides information on how much you have been paying to the receiver during that period. So I fully agree with your observation, Honourable Member, to say that the tax system and the accounting system that we use are not completely integrated to allow for the exchange of this information electronically. However, the taxpayers are still allowed to request for the pay-as-you-earn electronically. It can be emailed to any taxpayer, specifically from the government side, and then you can use it. That email that you receive, you can use it to upload that certificate as part of your forms that you are going to then send to NAMRA. However, the tendency of some of the taxpayers is that we are still stuck in the past, we still want hard copies, just like us here. We still want to have budget documents in hard copies instead of e-versions. I so submit, but thank you so much.
Thank you. The House will
submit.
now rise for 20 minutes break.
all resettlement farms be subdivided into smaller units of between 50 and 100 hectares. These units will be allocated to low economic value models as outlined in the resettlement policy. Furthermore, I move that this matter be referred to the relevant Parliamentary Standing Committee for comprehensive review and implementation planning. I so move, Honorable Speaker.
The honorable member may table the motion. Yes, Honorable Klute.
Honorable Speaker, I give notice that on Thursday, the 3rd of September 2026, I shall move that this Assembly notes the adoption by the Pan-African Parliament on the 5th of November 2025 of the Model Law on Labour Migration, an instrument developed through extensive continental technical work and consultation in which the Republic of Namibia participated actively as a member of the Parliament, and which is designated to guide Member States in enacting harmonized rights, protective labour migration legislation, and further notes that the model laws adopted by the Pan-African Parliament constitute an important mechanism for advancing Pan-Africanism through legislative harmonization by national parliaments, and calls upon the government to introduce legislation to domesticate the Pan-African Parliament model law on labour migration that gives effect to the Republic's obligations under Articles 95, 63 and 144 of the Constitution, as well as its commitments under the African Union and SADC frameworks, and that this motion be referred to the relevant Parliamentary Standing Committee for investigation and report back to this Assembly. I so move, Honourable Speaker.
Yes, the honourable member may table the motion. Yes, Honourable Lukato.
Honourable Speaker, today, Wednesday, 8 July 2026, I hereby give notice that on Wednesday, 2nd September 2026, I shall move that this August House discuss and agrees to table the motion to subsidization of senior citizens and unemployed citizens on water and electricity bills. I so move, Honourable Speaker.
Yes, table the motion, Honourable Member. Honourable Nashinge.
Thank you very much, Honourable Speaker. Honourable Speaker, I hereby give notice that on the 8th of September 2026, I shall move a motion in terms of Rule 31 of the Standing Rules and Orders requesting this August House to discuss, debate, and resolve the structural crisis surrounding the Namibian Police Force, welfare, housing, and operational capacity. Article 118 of the Namibian Constitution establishes the Namibian Police Force to maintain internal security and protect life and property across our republic. Achieving the national safety indicators under National Development Plan 6 and Vision 2030 is structurally impossible if our primary internal security organ remains geographically under-resourced, logistically stranded, and structurally demoralized. I therefore call on this August House to discuss the motion and recommend intervention. I so move, Honourable Speaker.
Yes, please table the motion. Yes, Honourable Narusep.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. I move without notice that in terms of Standing Rule 124, Section 1, Yeah. Read together with Standing Rule 14, Section 1, and notwithstanding the ordinary days and times of sitting prescribed therein, this Assembly resolved to extend the session till Friday, the 10th of July 2026, from 9 o'clock to 1300 hours for the purpose of considering and disposing of the notices of motions numbered 1 to 5 and orders of the day numbered 1 to 8 as set out on the order paper. I so move, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, thank you. The honourable member may table the motion. Yes. Honourable Ampanda?
Yeah, just Speaker, just before, I know the rules do make provision for amendment to a motion. So before a determination whether we agree or we don't agree, I just wanted to see what is, because actually the motion, somebody has gone to the order paper and identified what we must discuss on Friday and indicated is 1 to 5 and 1 to 8. I wonder what is motion 9. I wonder whose motions are 1 to 5 that we must agree to that. So what are the prospects of amendment so that we can also get one motion of Honorable Lucato finally probably also address there, because the difficulty that I have, because it's moved without notice, is just extending is one thing, setting the agenda is another. So we might be together in extension, but we are definitely not together on the model of what is to be discussed. So I just wanted to say before the rules do make provision for amendment of a motion, but I just wanted to see what are the flexibility around that, or we must just...
Yeah, thank you, Honourable Member. You see, okay, is it the same thing, Honourable Member? I give you at least a minute to both of you. Yes.
I'll be very quick. With due respect, Honourable Speaker, I would want to submit my objection, simply because, one, again, the motion is coming and we can't claim ownership as a collective. It's coming from one side. I don't know where it was decided, and also on what should be discussed on Friday. Again, it's supposed to be a collective and agree how do we prioritize. Now it's just coming and we must just adhere. Are we equal or we are not? Is it any more fun here? Are we not equal? I object, Honourable Speaker.
Yes, now, Honourable Member, there is now a question for clarification and there is also an objection raised. So maybe before I respond, I just want to ask whether the Honourable Member is asking for the division of the House, or you are just asking for the objection to be recorded. No, not because we... No. Yes, okay. So maybe I think there was a request for clarification, and that clarification needs to be provided. In terms of the rules, the Speaker may authorize, and that indicates that there has to be a request put, in this case through a motion that was put, the extension of the sitting days of the Assembly. And also, the Assembly may agree to sit on a day that is other than Tuesday to Thursday. So I think there is the other issue that is being requested. And then, in terms of Rule 119, the Speaker and the Secretary, in consultation with the Speaker, determine the order of the day. But the bottom line is we were supposed to rise on Thursday. So there was to be no sitting on Friday. And it was then after a consultation. First there was a motion moved without notice. And then there were concerns expressed. And then there was a consultation at the chief whip's meetings. And I know that there were some chief whips that did not agree. But there were a number of chief whips. I think there was one I can mention that was in attendance. Not all were in attendance, but one of those that were in attendance indicated disagreement. The others were supportive. Now, in terms of the rules, the Speaker authorizes if the Assembly requests. Yeah? So the request is now put after the consultations have been conducted, and now the Speaker would authorize if the Assembly agree to put. Yeah? So it means there is to be some discussion of some sort. Yeah, and if there is a consensus, the Speaker would then authorize. If there is no consensus, the House has to vote so that we determine what is the predominant view. So I think that's the explanation to the query of Honorable Ampada. No, he went further to say, what about the issues? The issues there were also discussed. Yeah? So if during the discussion of the motion, there are proposals to change the issues and there is an agreement, then that extension will be agreed with a changed list of items that are to be agreed. If, the role of the Speaker is only to authorize what is requested by the Assembly, and the Assembly has to take a decision, either through consensus or through voting. I have dealt with that. So with that, I think we go to the debate, to the discussion. Honorable Venani. Oh, wait. There was Honorable Venani, one moment. There was a call for an objection. Yeah? Now we have to discuss that issue, because if there is an objection, and that's why I was asking, if the honorable member just putting the objection on the record, or the member is asking for the division of the House without a discussion, because that practically is what it amounts to. Yeah, and you responded already.
No, Speaker.
No, I asked him and responded.
Mine is clear. I am objecting.
I have not given you the floor. I have not given you the floor. I was clear on what you said. So I was just, explaining. I asked you a question and you say you are objecting. Take your seat, please, Honorable Member. So you said you are objecting. I asked you, are you only putting it on record or you are calling for the division? You said you are calling for the division.
Just put it. At least I'm his neighbor, so I heard what he said. You are far. You is.
So in this parliament, people have never negotiated.
Nothing. Someone does not negotiate.
The level of arrogance.
Honorable members, if the honorable member has called for the division, so you have not called for the division, what does it mean? Or you are only putting it on record, but you are not asking for the House to be divided? No, honorable member, I just want to ask, okay, so you are not dividing, so we can decide to debate. Oh, okay. I see now you are here. I didn't see you. I don't know. Okay, sorry. You are next, honorable member. I'm sorry.
Silence.
Honorable Venani is requesting to be protected by the presiding.
The Speaker. Honorable Speaker, no person of ordinary firmness would have any objection whatsoever with the extension of time to debate critical matters of this House. That's fundamentally very clear that we all agree. But, Honorable Speaker, we need to ask ourselves the question, is one day, 9 o'clock to 1300 hours, sufficient enough to ventilate the agenda of the House? What is on the order paper? We must further ask ourselves a question. we are going on recess. Now this thing of recess has tradition, convention, why people go on recess for committees to go and do their work. It is my understanding that even the committees that are going on recess do not have the requisite resources to go and do recess work, oversight work. So the question that must be put on all of us, on all of us and on all our conscience, is that why are we going on recess if we do not have resources to go and do the work that needs to be done with oversight? I am extending this motion. My argument and our argument is, let's look at 2 weeks. 1 week now, 1 week earlier than September, where we would call the House and be able to ventilate the matters. The arguments that are being propelled that because the opposition is asking a number of questions, therefore we have a pile-up of questions, that can't be an argument. That's a constitutional provision and constitutional requirement for members of parliament to hold the executive to account. And it is up to the executive to be held responsible and for them to account. So I am arguing that, Honorable Speaker, if we are serious with our work, and the people of Namibia are the arbiter of judging us whether we are doing justice to what we prepared to do to represent them. It's very shameful, and I'm saying it without excluding myself. It is very shameful for somebody to be paid what we are paid for the work that we are doing on behalf of other people. We are given a mandate in trust to represent other people, but we come here very few hours.
Yes.
Yes, working out, let me tell you the politics. Working out is a political measure to bring debate down. Yes, yes, yes. This is the house of Palava. It's a political house. It's a political house. Now these new bulldozers that wants to, you see, these new bulldozers that wants to learn how to do bulldozing, you are talking to an experienced bulldozer. So please, let's not go there. I want to conclude by saying to the Speaker, yes, through the Speaker, not to the ugly members of the other side. No, there are some that are very beautiful on the other side.
Are you ugly?
Oh, if you are ugly, whose problem is it? I withdraw. That is very unparliamentary. That's very unparliamentary. I cannot insult people's mothers here. I withdraw. Honorable Speaker, in conclusion, very seriously, I don't think this side of the aisle has a problem with the extension. But let's find, Prime Minister, I'm speaking to you, to your conscience. Let's find each other. That we also ventilate, I'm speaking to you through the Speaker. It's always via the Speaker. I'm speaking to you as government, leader of government business, that let's find each other as members of this House across the aisle. What is it that we can do to extend a week and another week before recess to be able to ventilate the matters that are on the House? And I think that's a very firm compromise position, so that we don't become nostalgic to say only one day and one day only. Because the argument is very strong that says, why only the issues that are brought by the ruling party should get attention, the rest of the issues will not get attention. And I don't think we should find division. We are all representing the people of Namibia. Let's look at our schedule. How best can we cut the recess so that we do a bit of work on the agenda of the House? And that is my submission. And thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. Honorable Prone.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, honorable members. There was an objection on the floor, so I therefore request for a division of the House according to Rule 149. The similar motion was submitted the other day, and our members on the other side walked out. So therefore today, what Honorable, yes, there was a motion submitted to extend, but the opposition walked out. Thank you.
And when we extend, it's just questions and motions.
Yeah.
good. Yes, honorable members, can I please be heard? Can I be heard? Yes, honorable members, my recollection is that I think what we were busy voting on was the Security Commission. The members, if I'm not mistaken, honorable member. Yeah, so when that issue comes up, the procedures prescribe that we have to continue from where we ended last time. But this item, I deferred the ruling. I had advised that the chief whip must go and consult because some of them were saying that they were not consulted. I take it that the consultation is concluded, the motion was now amended, and the member now has tabled an amended motion. But Honorable Naruseb can assist me there. Honorable Naruseb can assist me there because that is, I think, what was outstanding yesterday. Yeah, or there was a motion earlier on before the chief whip's meeting. And then there was a chief whip's meeting. And then I came here, I made an announcement, yes. And then it was indicated there was a need to present a motion. That's why the motion of today. So I don't think that we tried to vote on this issue, but I can be assisted there to recollect. Honorable Naruseb.
Honorable Speaker, you are correct. This subject matter where there was a political expression to work out was pertinent to the Security Commission. But that notwithstanding, we were able to convene under your auspices. I think it was on Monday, 11 o'clock, where we, amongst so many other issues that we were able to deliberate on, that's based on this motion of extending the time. There were some comments from some members of that gathering that express the sentiments that let's also try to accommodate points that they would regard as worthy of being put on the agenda for the time that we are extending. And then I took it in good faith that the office, the front desk, if that's the correct term, were fed with the necessary information, hence the advice that we table the motion today. Thank you.
Now in regard to how many days and what items are to be discussed, that is a matter that should be covered under the discussions. You know, and the conclusion would then enable the presiding officer to authorize or otherwise in terms of the rules. So Honorable Venani has made his contribution. I now give the floor to Honorable Muton.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I want to draw your attention to motion number 34 on the order paper. Last year, I moved this same motion so that this House can, the sessions can be extended. Yet it did not receive a tiny amount of the same energy that this motion receives because it came from opposition. So I want to understand, if we actually went to this motion that I proposed last year, we wouldn't have been in this situation because then we can start implementing things that can help us to extend sessions, because we are not against extending sessions, but then it must be done in a fair manner that ensures that, as we said, that our motions are also being covered, because this motion has been on the table. And it is the function of this motion is to also propose that we can have extended sessions when the need be, that we structure it. And last year when we said that we don't want to go on early recess because of the election process, that was also null and void, and we went on early recess regardless. And some of those same bills come from last year that could have been dealt with in the same place. So now on the eve of the 11th hour, we want to extend it with 1 day, but this is not a solution in the long term. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Nashinge. Honorable Nashinge.
Yes, Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Nashinge.
I really just wanted
One moment, Honorable Nashinge. One moment, eh? Honorable Nashinge, I'm faced with a bit of a challenge now because you registered an objection. Yeah, so now...
I can't debate. Okay.
Huh? Yeah, you registered an objection to be recorded, or maybe you were supposed to contribute first and then you register your objection. It complicates ruling for me.
No?
Yeah, but maybe what I should... No, please, don't say no, it is complicated, but maybe because we never had to tread in this territory before. I will give the honorable member the benefit of the doubt and with the advice that next time it's better to make your contribution and ask for your objection to be recorded, if that's the intention. But if you rise first and you object, it becomes difficult to come back. But for today, I think I exercise my discretion on that one.
Appreciate it, Honorable Speaker, and it is well noted. Perhaps if I could just add a bit. Honorable Speaker, as Honorable John Lowe said, that we have a motion on the floor which was rejected by the majority colleagues on the other side of the aisle. You voted against it. Yes. So, yeah, it was voted against.
It was moved without notice, and they say that he must write it down.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
they rejected it without notice.
On the same premise?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but the fact of the matter is it was rejected. So I'm saying, the best way, for example, is that this cannot be a once-off exercise. Because look at the items that Honorable Chief Whip has mentioned, and we just have between 9 and 1 o'clock. To be honest, are we saying we are really going to do justice to what we should be doing in this house within those few hours? Perhaps we could have considered Honorable Mouton's motion, own it, panel beat it if it was not perfect, and move forward and say every now and then we should be able to come together and agree on extending the sitting so that we address the issue of backlog. But for now, to be honest, to come only now with your interest without considering our interests is really unfair, and it doesn't show that you are being genuine. I'm done.
And then finish with this topic and go to the other topic. Thank you.
Because it's
okay, honorable member. Well, honorable member, that's a new proposal.
It was my request, Speaker.
Yes, honorable member, I understood you to be saying there was a division of the House and we should proceed with the division. But then Honorable Nashinge indicated that he only wanted his objection to be recorded. But if the Honorable Kurone wishes to move a division, then you can move that division and it can be seconded and we will proceed with the division. But yeah.
I move because there are two. Sorry. There were two, the extension and the election. So I request for division.
Yes, thank you.
I said it already.
Yes. Thank you, honorable members. Honorable members, this is the challenge. This is the challenge that the members put the presiding officer in. We had a chief whip's meeting in order that we can try to find one another. And now it seems as if the chief whips did not consult their members. And now we have even some members having different views. Wait a minute. So now there is a proposal for a division of the House. Is there a point of because now I'm challenged. Point of what? Point of procedure. Is that a point of procedure? Okay, point of procedure. Point of procedure. Honorable members. Point of procedure, not more than a minute. Secretariat, not more than a minute. Ne? Yeah. Point of procedure. Yeah, there is a point of procedure.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Speaker. Thank you.
Honorable members, can we have silence? So silence, let the honorable member make a point of.
My time
honorable members.
My time is up.
Yes.
Can it
allow the member to make a point of procedure?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Speaker. I think it's time that we perhaps start to
Honorable
understand.
members, can we listen to the members, please? Yeah, please proceed, please.
I'm not protected.
You are protected. Honorable Benani?
I'm not protected particularly.
Honorable members, can we have silence? No.
Thank you, Speaker. Can my time start? Thank you. So, Speaker, it is time that the other side of the House realizes that the power dynamics have changed and that they don't have the power that they used to have.
No, point of
learn.
procedure. Point of procedure. You are now debating, honorable member.
No, it's a point of privilege.
Please make a point
so
of
it's important, Speaker.
Yeah, honorable member. Now point of. See,
So now there are many other members standing.
A point of procedure.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a point of procedure.
No.
Privilege. Yeah. So speak. You
honorable members. A point of procedure is to talk to the procedure of the House, not to argue.
Very good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Just talk
My
to a
time is up.
procedure.
My time is
Yeah.
up. Can it be restored?
No, because you were arguing with them.
What do you mean?
Proceed.
Procedure?
Yes. You are only making a point of procedure.
Point of procedure?
Yes.
So there's a document that has been written, and the government chief whip is saying that there may not have been due diligence done in the way it was prepared. We have said in the meeting that we have
Honorable
not...
members, let's not make a point of order on a point of order.
No. I want to be protected, Speaker, against Share and others.
Honorable members, if a person is making a point of order, a point of procedure, let them make a point of procedure and finish.
Correct.
If we have a point of order on point of order, we are not going
We are not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So, Speaker, we have said that we'd like progress in the House. We've asked clarity as to the extension. If we extend, what would be the basis of extension and what amount of work will we cover during the extension?
Thank you.
And is the Friday extension reasonable enough to cover the work that we want to cover? Number one. And number two, we've asked that also motions of opposition be considered to be part of the extension discussion.
Yeah. Okay, honorable member, take your seat.
So I just
that's
wanted
a
to clarify
contribution.
that.
That's a contribution to the debate. Take your seat. That's a contribution to the debate. I will not answer that because the motion was moved. That member is going to respond. No, Honorable Hangula is next. Honorable member, please. Okay, point of procedure. Okay, take the point of procedure.
Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Hangula, a point of procedure.
Okay.
Just listen. She will not say anything.
So what?
We want to support them.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. As a responsible citizen, I stand to second and support the proposal of Honorable Krone for the House to be divided. We're elected to make sure that we pass laws, not to come and toy. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
It's not necessary.
Yeah. So, honorable members, yes. Now, what point is it, honorable member?
Can I have my Speaker? Can I have my floor? Can I have my floor? That is the problem. Speaker, can I have my floor? Can you allow
When a call for division is made, I must divide the House. And honorable members, the only thing that can happen after a call for the division of the House is made is to make points of order to get clarity and to close the doors and ring the bell. So it means we have now terminated the discussion.
This was never going to be necessary.
That's practically what it means.
Honorable Speaker,
so then, what point is it? No, there is a point. Honorable members, honorable members, honorable members, honorable members, there is a point of procedure. No, I gave you the floor to contribute. There is a point of procedure. No, honorable, it's not for me, honorable members. It's not for the presiding officer. It's not for the presiding officer to take that decision. Yeah. So, honorable members, honorable members, the chief whips have failed to do their work because the chief whips are saying one thing, their members are saying another thing. So now I want to hear the point of procedure. Point of procedure. Point of procedure.
Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, it's not that I'm against the proposal to divide the House. But I think, Honorable Speaker, it's important that we respect these rules because they will help us in the long run. We can only go for the division of the House where there is no, the rule do not settle the matter. Insofar as this issue of the extension, is concerned, Honorable Speaker, the power to extend it's that of the Speaker. The power to extend the session in terms of the rule 12 sub-rule 5 is that of the Speaker. And it's not subjected to the consultation of anybody, taller or longer. Secondly, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Speaker, in terms of that rule, there are only two things that need to meet your authority or the exercising of that discretion. Is that one, the extension is in the public interest, or it's convenient to do so. Further, Honorable Speaker, that is reinforced by Rule 27, Sub-Rule 1B, that says the Speaker, whenever you consider it necessary, you may then consult the relevant structure or office bearer of the National Assembly. You know, for the efficient and effective functioning of the House. Those are the rules, Honorable Speaker. I don't speak outside the rule because I know the moment we speak outside the rule, anyone... So the moment we speak outside the rule, Honorable Speaker, it will be chaotic. If we can only confine ourselves to the rule as a matter of principle. Thank you.
Whether the motion or not, I would like to say something. Honorable members, I would like to say something, and I need to be heard. And first and foremost, I want to express my disappointment in the lack of assistance from the chief whips. No. Can you hear me out? Can you hear me? Take your seat, honorable member. Take your seat. Honorable members, let me speak. No, honorable member. No, honorable members. No, because members are contradicting each other on an issue where chief whips of their own parties, there was only one chief whip, that had a different view. But the members who are saying different things here now are belonging to parties whose chief whips are agreed. And that is one. No, honorable member. Secondly, and lastly, I need to finish. Please take your seat, Honorable Kalora. Yeah, now, secondly and lastly, the rule says, and this part is very important for us to understand, it says, Rule 12. People say I debate, I don't debate. I cite rules to clarify why I make the rulings that I do. Rule 12, sub 5 says, the speaker may, and the word I underline, authorize, not extend. The speaker authorizes. It means somebody must request. Yeah, and that somebody who is requesting, honorable members, that person who is requesting is the assembly. That is why there was a meeting of chief whips, so that we can have political parties in the assembly to agree there should be an extension, and we must go as an assembly and ask the speaker to authorize. Now, when one person is asking to authorize, the other one is saying, no, we should not discuss. Now, I cannot rule to extend. This rule does not give me a power to extend. It gives me a power to authorize. And I want you, as the House, to say with one voice, yes, we request you to authorize that we should have a sitting. Yeah, okay, honorable members. Yeah, now, is that a point of privilege? Yeah, no, honorable members, please don't do that. There is a point of procedure.
Speaker, I even said this in standing rules this morning to say the frustration really comes from wanting to be heard, but you are not given a chance. But be that as it may, Rule 12, really, sub-rule 5, as read by the Honorable Minister, is correct, and you've reiterated it. But it's also, if read with Rule 13, which says that notwithstanding the provisions of Standing Rule 12, the Assembly may convene an extraordinary session if the Speaker is convinced that after consultation with the whips that such a session is necessary, urgent, or in the public interest. We do not, and I must state this, we do not object to the proposal as made, because as chief whips, together with the Speaker, we came together and we agreed that we are going to sit on that day. However, there were conditions. Those conditions should be what the bone of contention is. Our honorable colleagues there are too quick to run to a vote. We don't like that. We really do not like the chaos that goes on there. But if you pull such a move, the reaction will be chaos. And we don't want chaos. We want to reach consensus. So let me put it to the House like this, Speaker. Let me put it to the House, Speaker, that since we all agree that we can extend in terms of Rule 12.5, can we rather not then, our bone of contention be whether these motions that were put up to us in the motion of the Honorable Government Chief Whip, can we at least get one, just one? Then we can go and sit on Friday as it may. We don't need to go to any vote on whether we are sitting on Friday or not. It's not necessary. Yes. So let's just get that.
Honorable members,
even on that platform, we demanded for such.
Okay, please. Point of privilege, 1 minute each.
Privilege, not long. Honorable Speaker, I think I just wanted because somebody said for the record, yesterday, when this question was put on what the chief whips had agreed, it was made here by some of you, we can point them, who said chief whips is not a legal structure. That's what was said yesterday. So today, that has changed. If it has changed, I think in the interest of the record, let's put it on record that that has changed. Because we can't, today we say one thing, yesterday we say another. Yes, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, honorable members, I will now give, wait, I will now give, wait. I want to count. I will give 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 people, 1 minute each. And after that, if we are just raising point of procedures, I will have no option than to go to a vote. Because it means the members are not engaging each other. You have dismally failed. You are just causing chaos in the House. Yeah. Now, a point of privilege, 1 minute. Secretariat for each person.
Oh, yeah. Speaker, my 1 minute starts now.
Yes, please start.
Speaker, I just wanted to say, Speaker, I think Honorable Wise has put a proposal. You have correctly then interpreted and expressed to the House what Rule 12 is. Now, there is an Honorable who has asked for division of the House. The same rules, there is in Part 7, a Rule 149, demand for division, in the same rules. And that demand was made, it was seconded. I think then we jump to the procedure for division. Yeah. There was an objection from the other side. I don't know, Speaker, what we are still deliberating. Yeah. There is a demand, it's on the table. Can we exercise the demand? And we go into a process. The issue that Honorable, the Chief Whip raised is a good issue. But now we must first clear the first hurdle. The other Chief Whip said extension to Friday. Can we first deal with the extension of Friday? Okay, before we go to the agenda, what is on the Friday? We cannot mix the two things and put a condition that only if the other is done.
Secretariat, close the doors and ring the bells. Wait, honorable members. During the closing of the doors and ringing of the bells, points of orders may be made. So now if I say a maximum of 1 minute, it doesn't have to be 1 minute. Quickly raise your point. Within the 2 minutes, your points would have been heard. You know, I had the, yeah, Honorable Haikora. Less than a minute, please ring the bell and close the doors. After 2 minutes, there will be a vote.
Okay, Honorable Speaker, with all the respect,
you are the ones not controlling your members.
Honorable Speaker, am I protected?
Yes, proceed, please, Honorable.
We just want to be heard. The consensus.
Just make a point of procedure that the doors are closed. Now, I can't change that fact anymore. Just make a point of order. I'm not the one doing this. It's your colleagues, you here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, Honorable Speaker, we just want consensus. We cannot agree to just debate or pass.
That's not a point of procedure.
No, Honorable Speaker,
Honorable member, that's not a point of procedure.
Why can we not at least?
No, that's not a point of order, Honorable member.
Honorable Speaker,
Honorable member, you are debating.
And 5 from the ruling party.
You are debating.
Are we going to just agree and sit here?
We are wasting time, honorable members.
Of Parliament.
You cannot appeal to me. It's the House that must decide. Honorable Hengari. Yeah.
Arise on a point of procedure, but also, Speaker,
yes.
by protect.
Yes, please, honorable member.
The new member is calling me a salary collector, but they are very new. But anyways, Honorable Speaker, I stand on the strength of Rule 12, the same rules that the Minister of Justice and Labour just cited earlier on, and maybe also just on a point of procedure. The Prime Minister makes an important point that there was a member in this House who said the whippery is not a legal structure. But if you read Rule 13, it says the following, Honorable Speaker. Notwithstanding the provisions of Standing Rule 12, the Assembly may convene an extraordinary session if the Speaker, 2 conditions. 1, is convened. It's in the rules. After consultation with the whips that such a session is necessary, urgent, or in the public interest. Now, Honorable Speaker, I really don't want, as you said earlier on, we must not debate the ruling of the Speaker. But I think it's unfortunate that we are unable to listen and hear each other out. The members on this side of the House, if they may allow me to speak on their behalf, agree with the extension. They agree with the extension. Apart from Honorable Nashinge, who only indicated that his objection be noted. That's one. No, I'm not debating. I'm really not. I'm just explaining, under these circumstances, provided that we have two rules, Rule 12 and Rule 13, which, in fact, Honorable Speaker, in any case, even before the objection, even before the Honorable Member could stand up to say divide the House, the Speaker is not even called for the objection. In fact, I am convinced that Honorable Nashinge put the cart before the donkey, because we had not gotten to a point where the Speaker asked for objections, in any case. And that's the issue, Honorable Speaker, that I have, is that there's nothing wrong with what Honorable Angula has said, that it should have been in consultation, of course with the whips, but I don't think that it should just be a government chief whip position to have an extension. That's my submission.
The 2 minutes, once they are done, we will count. Honorable members, can I be heard? The ruling is saying, rule number 13, which Honorable Hengari cited, is talking to the convening of an extra session, not extension of a sitting. So that's a different issue. So that is ruled out. Secondly, the point that the Honorable, Right Honorable Prime Minister talked to, that we said that the whips, the Chief Whips Forum is not a formal structure. There is no Chief Whips Forum. There are only Chief Whips. Even the rules that are cited are just saying the Speaker may consult with the whips, not a Chief Whip Forum. There is no forum established, and they don't have decision-making. That's why we come to the House. It's only an opportunity for consultation. And when people have consulted, we come here, and a decision is taken here. And this is what we are trying to do, to take a decision as an assembly, and then when we take a decision, the Speaker would agree or not agree. Now, Speaker cannot rule. Is it 2 minutes, Secretariat? No. Is it 2 minutes after the ringing of the bell? Is it 2 minutes? 2 minutes have passed. We now have to go for the vote. No. Now, those who are... No, you were supposed to have started when I told you that time. Honorable, can we please have a... Please close the doors. Secretariat, close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors. Yeah, now we start with the vote. Honorable members, we start with the vote. Can those who are in favor of the extension please rise? Those who are in favor of the extension. Secretariat, count. The ringing must stop now.
Wait, please finish.
Okay, take your seats, please. Those who are against? Those who are against, stand. None. Those abstaining? None. Okay, Secretariat, what is the... No, give me something. 49 in favor, 0 against, 0 abstention. So then, it's agreed. So it's now agreed. The Speaker hereby grants honorable members. Can I be heard, please? Oh, no, man. I'm trying to look. 12. That was Rule 12, ne? The Speaker, in terms of Rule 12, Sub 5, has authorized the extension of this session of the Assembly for 1 day, up to Friday, this coming Friday, in order to discuss and finalize the matters as indicated in this motion tabled today. Yeah? It's agreed to. So authorized. Yeah. So that matter is now concluded. Yeah. We were at motions. Yeah. Honorable members, can we please not delay this matter? Yeah. So we proceed. Ministerial statements? None. Reports from the Committee of the Whole Assembly? Now, orders of the day. The Secretary will read the order of the day.
Resumption of debate on the nomination of Dr. Gerson Sindano for appointment as chairperson and Dr. Emerecia Leonard and Ms. Julieta Diva Ferreira as members of the Electoral Commission of Namibia.
When this Assembly adjourned on Tuesday, 7th July 2026, the question before the Assembly was a motion by the Honorable Shifeta that the motion be approved. Honorable Hengombe was busy contributing to the debate, and he now has the floor. Any further discussions? Yes, Honorable Ampanda. Yes, you have the floor, Honorable.
Yeah, thank you very much, Speaker. Speaker, when we started, you made an announcement with regards to the document that were released today. And we just received those documents today on this matter. So I just want to get direction in terms of, because we just received those documents today. There's an undertaking being made that the documents will be shared wherever it is. So it's common cause that we receive documents today on this matter. So I just want to get direction of how are we proceeding, because we received those documents today. I just want to get clarity.
Which documents did you receive today?
The documents that you announced at the beginning of the session, Speaker.
The appointment letter, the nomination letters.
Yes, and you also indicated that they are going to upload it, the table office.
Yes, yes, so, you may, yeah.
So,
yes, Honorable Member, make your point, please. Just round up and
that is the matter that is on the order paper.
Yes.
Follow properly.
Okay.
So, what is the implication? Yes, what is the implication on the basis that we receive those documents today? It's common cause. It's not debated. It's common cause. And the Secretary, and we congratulated the Speaker for that, okay, that we are making progress on that issue. So what I'm asking is that what is the implication of the document that we just received? And I've also made reference to the letter that we got from the lawyers, indicating clearly that, which you are also in tandem with what you're saying, that the other documents with regard to scholarship are in the custodianship of somebody else.
Yeah.
And then we all agreed to...
there is a point of order, Honorable, from Honorable Chair.
Thank you very much, Speaker. I think we were now at the order of the day.
Yeah.
It was read.
where we stopped yesterday. In this same exercise, Speaker, we had unfinished business. Yes. One, we disposed of the fact that should it be secret voting or should it not be secret voting? Yes. That was one. Yes. That one we disposed of. Yes. Now, Speaker, I want to understand from you, where do we continue now? Because there was an issue here that we didn't meet on the second proposal that was to vote. Yes. We didn't meet the voting quorum. Now, there is a rule that if a voting quorum is not met, we must adjourn it to the next house, yes, and we must get to that. Yes. So can we get to that instead of deliberation, Speaker? Thank you very much.
Yes, Honorable Chair. Yeah, one moment, Honorable Member. Now just, I have to explain. Honorable Chair, I think that is the motion I spoke about earlier, the one on Security Commission. This one is ECN. Yeah, so it's not that one. When we come to Security Commission, we will go to where we ended. Yeah. Yes, point of procedure from Honorable Colonel.
I'm having a concern. The members on the other side walk out. But the lights were on, the lights was on and the lights were flickering. The person just come in and start talking. While so many lights are, is it legal or not?
We asked for
what does the law say?
Gave us.
My honorable was having the floor, but the light of Honorable Amuponda was making, flickering the whole time. Yeah, no.
Honorable, no. Yes, honorable member, when can I be heard, please? Yeah, when the members walked out, they walked out over the issue of extension. We were discussing a different matter. And if the light was on, then I have to admit the Secretariat ought to switch it off. Or the people in the hands are there. I didn't see that. No, honorable members, so that when we go to the next item, the list here will show the members who asked for the floor to contribute to that item. So if that was not done, Secretariat, Madam Secretary, please take note of what was said. So let's make sure that when we finish one item, whatever light was on, it is put out so that we start on a front page. Now, that is the first one. Secondly, on the point that was made, a point of clarification. When a matter is put on the order paper of the House, it will be put for discussion the next day, unless if there is a proposal to put it to a day later than the next day. Yeah? That's the first one. So when the matter is up for discussion today, and I can see here there is a list of people who want to speak. So if there is a member who is not prepared to speak, the others who are prepared to speak can speak. But the decision is never of the presiding officer, how far we should go on a discussion on an issue. That decision is always with the House. So the next member is Honorable Lukato. Yeah, okay, I have explained. Are you getting, yeah.
Thank you very much. You have to get used to me for 5 years. So, Speaker, thank you very much for that clarification. I understand you to say you cannot stop the contribution of other members.
Yes.
I've raised my concern with regards to the document that I just received today, and I don't have any qualm with that. Maybe there are those members who are prepared to contribute. I cannot hold Parliament at ransom. So I'm just saying that I will continue to look at the document that I received, and then the debate can continue. Thank you, Speaker.
Yes, thank you, Honorable Ampanda. What I need to say is that, you see, how the debate proceeds on an item and how the debate concludes, it's up to the members. You see? So the members one can ask to defer, the others can agree, somebody can object, somebody can divide the House. The presiding officer can't do anything. I only enforce the rules. Yeah, so the next person, honorable members, please let's not have any more point of orders. We are wasting time. Honorable Lukato.
Honorable Speaker, members of Parliament, I understand the item.
Honorable, there you are talking too loud.
The item in table is end. Is that correct? It's the Electoral Commission of Namibia, ECN.
Yes, Electoral Commission of Namibia.
Okay. On behalf of the National Democratic Party, NDP, with the powers vested on me by the Constitution, I want to request this House and the relative sister, Honorable Speaker, to postpone this item until 2nd September 2026. I so submit.
No, honorable members, there are people who are lined up to take the floor. You will wait, you have to wait. But I see also that the Honorable Hengombe is here, and he was on the floor yesterday speaking on this matter, and he had something like 2 minutes left to conclude his statement, and he now has the floor.
Honorable Speaker, thank you for redeeming my minutes for me. I will continue where I left off. The Electoral Commission of Namibia Act places Commission under the legal duty to safeguard the independence, impartiality, and integrity of electoral administration. The duty of this office is not a political reward, nor an ordinary public service appointment. It is a position that directly affects the administration of elections and, by extension, the constitutional rights of every Namibian voter. Honorable Speaker, transparency is not a favor that the ECN may choose to extend. It is constitutional obligation owed to the Namibian citizens. The ECN must appreciate that public trust is earned through openness and accountability, not through secrecy. A democracy cannot flourish where appointments to institutions entrusted with protecting elections are shielded from legitimate public scrutiny. Honorable Speaker, in conclusion, the Independent Patriots for Change therefore rejects this appointment unless the ECN can demonstrate with credible evidence that this appointment fully complied with constitutional principles, statutory requirements, and the highest standard of public administration. Honorable Speaker, I so submit.
Thank you. Honorable Hengari.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, honorable members. I rise to contribute to this very important debate on the appointment of a chairperson and 2 members of the Electoral Commission of Namibia. At the outset, Right Honorable Prime Minister, and through you, Honorable Speaker, Article 94B, Sub-Article 1 of the Namibian Constitution establishes the Electoral Commission of Namibia and entrusts it with a solemn responsibility to direct, supervise, manage, and control the conduct of elections and referenda subject to the Constitution. Parliament, through the Electoral Act 2014, Act number 10 of 2014, further prescribes the procedures governing the appointment of commissioners. Equally important is Article 94B, Sub-Article 2, which is unequivocal. And it says the following: the Electoral Commission of Namibia shall be an independent, transparent, and impartial body. Now, Honorable Speaker, these are not decorative constitutional aspirations. They are binding constitutional imperatives. They define not only how the Electoral Commission must conduct elections, but also how confidence in that institution must be built from the very moment its leadership is appointed. It is for that reason, Honorable Speaker, that I respectfully submit, and I agree with some of the members that have spoken earlier, that this debate should never descend into an assessment of personalities. It is not about whether Dr. Sindano, Dr. Leonard, or Ms. Ferreira are respectable individuals, It is not about their personal integrity. This debate is about Parliament's constitutional responsibility. Our duty, Honourable Speaker, is to determine whether the President's appointments were made through a process that satisfies both the Constitution and the Electoral Act, and whether this House has been furnished with sufficient information to discharge its oversight function as contemplated in Section 16, subsection 19, and subsection 20 of the Act. That is the question. That is the question before us, Honourable Speaker. Honourable Members, Section 6 of the Electoral Act does not merely provide for the submission of names. It also establishes an elaborate process intended to guarantee public confidence in the appointments. Among other things, the Act requires consideration of gender representation, the public invitation for applications, scrutiny by the selection committee, the determination of candidates to be interviewed, where necessary, the re-invitation of applications, public interviews, a transparent interview process, and consideration of candidates' suitability, qualifications, experience, and any objections received from the public. Yet what has this House actually received, Honourable Speaker? We have received the copies of the advertisement inviting applications. We have received CVs. We have received confirmation that 2 women among the nominees, apparently satisfying the gender representation requirement. Beyond that, we have remarkably little. Where are the minutes of the selection committee? Where are the interview score sheets? Where is the report explaining how the committee assessed suitability? Where is the document setting out why these candidates emerged above others? What criteria carried greater weight? How were qualifications balanced against experience? Were objections lodged by members of the public? If so, how are those objections considered? What recommendations, ultimately, Honourable Speaker, were made to the President, and on what basis? These are not idle curiosities. They are the very documents that would enable Parliament to exercise its statutory responsibility meaningfully. Instead, this House is effectively being asked to approve appointments while being denied access to the documentary record that would allow members to determine whether the process complied with the law. Honourable Speaker, oversight cannot exist in the absence of information. Approval without evidence is not oversight. Approval without scrutiny is merely endorsement. Parliament was never intended to function as a ceremonial rubber stamp. Our constitutional obligation is to interrogate the process, not simply to ratify its outcome. Honourable Speaker, one cannot repeatedly invoke transparency while withholding the very records that demonstrate transparency. One cannot claim impartiality while refusing to disclose the objective basis upon which candidates were evaluated. One cannot ask the National Assembly to exercise independent judgment while withholding evidence necessary to make that judgment. This inevitably raises a fundamental constitutional question. 1, can an electoral commission that is constitutionally required to be independent, impartial, and transparent truly be born from a process that itself lacks transparency? 2, can public confidence in the Electoral Commission be strengthened when Parliament is denied access to the selection committee minutes, interview score sheets, and evaluation records? Can we honestly, Honourable Speaker...
Yeah, the time, Honourable Member...
I'm almost done, Speaker. Let me just round up.
The Honourable Member,
just one,
we must stick to the time. Honourable Member, we must stick to the time.
Get 1 extra minute.
Please, Honourable Member, we must stick to the time.
I therefore, Honourable Speaker, I therefore move that this motion rather be referred to the Committee on Constitutional and Legal Affairs to allow the committee to invoke Rule 29 in accordance with Article 59, Sub-Article 3 of the Constitution.
Your time is up. Thank you. Honourable members, let's make our comments within the time. Honourable Mongo.
As members of Parliament, we swore a sincere oath to uphold, defend, and protect the Constitution of the Republic of Namibia. It requires us to exercise independent judgment and to ensure that every decision of this House is consistent with the Namibian Constitution, the Electoral Act of 2014, and the principles of legality, accountability, and good governance. It is in discharge of that constitutional responsibility that I rise this afternoon to highlight the serious shortcomings in both the motivation presented to this House and the proposed amendments and the proposed appointments before us. The motivation presented to us is simply a timeline of statutory procedures. It explains that advertisements were published interviews were conducted, and nominations were submitted, but it fails to explain why these particular nominees deserve Parliament's approval. Compliance with procedures, while necessary, Madam Speaker, is not sufficient. Parliament's constitutional responsibility is to assess whether the proposed appointments are justified, merit-based, and in the public interest. That assessment requires reasons, not merely a description of the process. The most significant omission is that this House has not been furnished a single reason why Dr. Sindano has been nominated as chairperson of the Electoral Commission. Was he selected because of exceptional leadership, proven competence, distinguished performance, or demonstrated independence? The motivation is completely silent in this regard. Parliament cannot meaningfully exercise its constitutional approval function where no reasons have been advanced for preferring one commissioner over another. This raises an important question. Are there no other suitable, qualified, and competent Namibians, whether from within Electoral Commission or beyond, who are capable of serving as chairperson? If there are, on what objective, transparent, and merit-based criteria was Dr. Sindano preferred above all other? Constitutional appointments must be seen as fair and impartial. Public confidence in the Electoral Commission depends upon appointments that are evidently based on merit, independence, transparent, and free from any reasonable perception of predetermined outcomes. What is equally concerning is that the motivation is also entirely silent on the Electoral Commission's recent institutional performance. The 2024 general election were characterized by widely reported logistical and administrative challenges that affected public confidence in the electoral process. Furthermore, the Auditor General identified recurring governance weaknesses within the Commission. Before elevating a serving commissioner to the position of a chairperson, Parliament is entitled to know that what lessons have been learned, what deficiency has been addressed, and why the Commission's current leadership deserve renewed confidence. Madam Speaker, the motivation presented provide us with no such assurance. Honourable members, there is also a question of timing. The current chairperson terms of office has not yet expired, yet Parliament is being asked to approve these appointments several months before the chairperson vacancy arrives. No convincing explanation has been provided as to why this matter requires immediate consideration. The Electoral Act establishes fixed terms of office and provides for appointments when vacancies occur, unless there is a compelling legal operational necessity to act in advance. This House should be cautious to exercise its approval powers before the circumstances requiring that approval has arisen. Exercising public power prematurely risks undermining the very constitutional principle this House is sworn to protect. In the interest of legality, institutional dependence, and respect for constitutional process, this matter should be deferred until appropriate time. Parliament's constitutional role extends beyond simply endorsing appointments. It includes ensuring that constitutional institutions remain accountable, independent, and worthy of public confidence. Before approving any appointment of the Electoral Commission, this House should satisfy itself that those entrusted with safeguarding in our democracy have demonstrated competency, impartiality, integrity, and the ability to command the confidence of all Namibians. For these reasons, I respectfully submit that this motion has not been adequately motivated and therefore require further scrutiny. Until Parliament has been provided with clear reasons for this nomination, assurance regarding the Commission's recent performance, and a convincing explanation of the timing of this appointment, I cannot support the motion before this House. In the interest of upholding the Constitution, protecting the independence of the Electoral Commission, and preserving public confidence in our democratic institution, I respectfully urge this House to defer the motion until the constitutional and statutory requirements have been fully and properly satisfied. I so submit.
Very good. Honourable Mouton.
Can you take it? Thank you, Honourable Speaker.
You can only do elections.
Honourable Speaker.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. I would like to read you the core values of the ECN. Number one, accountability. Account to the Namibian nation and the whole of Parliament. Non-partisanship. to maintain political neutrality and refrain from deliberately advancing or prejudicing the interest of a given political party and or other stakeholder. Professionalism. Demonstrate the highest level of competence, skills, and acumen in the delivering of its mandate. Integrity. Uphold honesty and transparency in the electoral process. Inclusiveness. Involve stakeholders through broad consultation in the delivery of service. Innovation. Enhance advanced ways of conducting electoral processes. Respect the rule of law. Adhere to the Constitution and legislation. And then service-mindedness. Develop and implement service delivery standards. Considering these values, I want to emphasize the following. Dr. Gerson Sindano was a personal assistant to His Excellency Nangola Mabumba when he was the Secretary General of the SWAPO Party. If you were the personal assistant to the Secretary General of SWAPO and are then appointed as chairperson of ECN by the President of SWAPO, any logical person can see the clear partisanship of Mr. Sindano's appointment. Controversially, Honorable Shaningwa, the current SG of SWAPO, had closed-door meetings with the ECN during the 2024 elections. I believe this appointment is to ensure that closed-door meetings can continue. Where is the integrity? Where is the transparency? And most of all, where is the non-partisanship? If this appointment goes through, it once again shows that these institutions use their values as empty rhetoric with the aim to deceive. There is no intention to follow or embody these values. We know that SWAPO can appoint their members in top leaderships across government, but appointing a SWAPO member as the chairperson of ECN is a blatant and obvious conflict of interest and greatly undermines our democracy. We cannot and will not allow this appointment to go through without doing everything in our capacity to challenge and reject it. Thank you.
Honorable Shimi.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, there has been a number of interventions, information that has been said, that have been given here and outside this chamber, which may not reflect the reality and the truth. And I will only point to one or two. So one of the information that was circulating, or one set of the information that was circulating, was that the Constitution does not allow the appointment for less than 5 years. But it's also important to, apart from looking at the Constitution, it's also important to look at the law that regulates elections in Namibia, which is the Electoral Act. And Section 10 of the Electoral Act makes provision for a member of the Commission to be appointed for less than 5 years. It says not exceeding 5 years. So I think it's important for members to know that there is also that provision that we need to take into account. And if we are saying it's contradicting the Constitution, this is not the competent house or the competent authority to determine what is constitutional and what is not constitutional. So, Honorable Speaker, I think we have heard from most of the members on these issues, and what I'm also hearing is that, you know, this member doesn't qualify. It's not because we are lacking documents. It looks like we already know these people. So the question now, Speaker, is, are we really worried about the competency of the people, or we just want to delay? And therefore, Honorable Speaker, I call for the division of the House.
There is a call for the division of the House. 2 seconds. Yes. Honorable members, Honorable members, when a division has been called, the presiding officer is required, not may, must divide the house. But during the time that the bell is ringing, members can rise on points of orders and points of procedure. Yes. Yes. So honorable members, so the house is divided, but honorable members, I will give Honorable Ampanda the floor to raise the point of procedure or order, and any other member who would like to raise the procedure or order, including Honorable Lukato, who asked for the deferment, but that cannot override the call for the division of the House. Not as far as I'm concerned. So honorable members, the bells must be rung, but Honorable Ampanda has the floor to raise the, Let the members speak, please. You have 1 minute, Honorable Member. The point of procedure.
Honorable Speaker.
Yes, you have a point of procedure.
Yes. So Speaker.
Set the time, Secretariat.
So Speaker.
Point of procedure.
What? Speaker, we want to contribute.
So Speaker. So Speaker, this is quite very strange. Why? Is because when we got the document, and I've indicated here, I raised to, so yes, I indicated to say, okay,
No.
So Speaker, what?
We want to contribute, Speaker. We want to contribute. Yeah, we will work. Bishop is not here.
Yes.
Apparently,
Speaker.
Chief Whip, apparently let's work out. We can work out.
Yes.
Bishop is not here. Bishop. There's only 5 minutes. No. Speaker, we want to contribute.
Speaker. Voting for what? What is going on? What is happening here?
That's what they want to do right there. Exactly.
What is happening here?
That's what we need to start.
So what is happening here, Speaker? I can't engage you while the vote is going on. You are out of order, honorable members.
The honorable members who are in favor, up? Yeah? Yeah, count secretariat. No, we are not counted. Everybody who is in favor must get up. Oh. Honorable members, can we have silence? Oh. No, man. Yeah. How many?
Yeah, we are double checking.
Yes. Oh, no. Keep quiet, man. Oh. Forty-seven. What is the quorum? 49. Okay, take your seats, honorable members. Yeah. Those against? Yeah, honorable members, we need 49 to have a quorum. But there are members who did not support. They are here. We cannot. No, he did not stand. The chairman did not stand. So the one who is against must rise. The one who is abstaining must rise. You have supported. So you counted all of them. There are 47, including the sitting members. Mr. Simon. Eh?
Yes.
Okay.
47.
So we are 47. Yes, please. Yeah, honorable members, let's first conclude the matter. My information, I have sought advice on that matter. And the advice that I have gotten is that a quorum number must vote. A quorum number must vote for a decision to have been taken. So they have worked out. So it means, honorable members, yeah, and please, if we want to deal with issues, we can't be making point of orders and point of privilege. We had a quorum, and we are just disturbing the process. Yeah, so now we don't have a quorum. The matter must go on there, then we take it to standing rules to be overturned. Yeah, because, or then we discuss it. Yeah, I don't think, honorable members, according to the rules. Yeah, we don't have a quorum. We don't have a quorum. Yeah, time is up. Time is up. According to the rules, if a voting is in process, that is concluded, after which the House rises until the next day. Yeah. Yeah, honorable members, the House rises until tomorrow.